During the process of in vitro fertilization, I ran into my wife's first love's father by chance. I unintentionally overheard my wife Olivia conversing quietly with her mother, who was a doctor. "Mom, I want to change a sample of semen. I want to leave Ethan a way out." The mother-in-law felt a bit confused after hearing it. "Hasn't Ethan already passed away? Why do you have this?" Olivia was silent for a moment, suddenly said, "This is Ethan's dad's. I can't help it either. Ethan's mother can no longer have children. Mom, you must keep it confidential. Cannot tell Michael. As long as there is this child, I will be able to live well with him in the future. Michael, my daughter has sacrificed a lot to be able to have children with you. She may have a bad temper during her pregnancy. You should take good care of her. There are many things that pregnant women need to pay attention to. You need to listen carefully." The mother-in-law suddenly stopped here. It may have sensed that I wasn't paying attention. Her complexion turned very bad. Olivia saw this. She hurriedly pushed me, said, dissatisfied, "Michael, can't you hear? Mom is talking to you." I felt a pang of discomfort in my heart. The voice went hoarse as they uttered a sentence before turning and leaving. "Whatever, you decide for yourselves. I have something to take care of, so I need to leave early." Just took a few steps. I heard my mother-in-law angrily say, "You see, I never had a good opinion of him. You insist on getting married. It's really trouble for oneself. Emotions are so unstable. How to take care of you and your mother." I stopped in my tracks. Hearing these words made me very uncomfortable. Before getting married to Olivia, I often busied myself with things around her house. When my father-in-law passed away, the mother and daughter felt helpless. I handled it all by myself for them. Mother-in-law broke her leg a month ago. I have also been doing my best to take care of her. Olivia was insulted, almost couldn't get out. It took me 2 years, always accompanied her along the way. As a result, they didn't care about these efforts at all. "Michael, you apologize quickly. You made my mom unhappy." I couldn't help but ask with a sneer, "What if I don't apologize?" Olivia immediately threatened me upon hearing that. "If you don't apologize, then I don't want this child anymore." I listened. Her eyes were a bit red. "Turn around and confront her directly. You want to threaten me with Ethan's child?" She was taken aback for a moment. I just realized that I really heard what she said. "Since you have already heard it, I don't want to hide anything from you either. After all, you are my husband. You have the right to know. However, I hope you can understand my thoughts. I can't hold it in any longer." I shouted at her, "Do you understand if you have children for others?" My mother-in-law angrily accused me when she saw this scene. "What are you shouting about? That is my daughter's belly. She wants to have a child for whoever she chooses. You have no right to interfere." Olivia said coldly, "If you cannot understand, then let's get a divorce." I heard her say this, immediately became angry. I feel both sad and eager to work hard to salvage this marriage. If you really want to have a child for him, then our marriage is over. After speaking, I walked out of the hospital without looking back. 3 years ago, Olivia was hurt, unable to escape the shadow. I once promised to never want children for a lifetime. However, 3 years later, she actually wants to use her first love's father's sperm to have a child with her first love. This seems too absurd to me. Just came out of the hospital. I saw a familiar figure in the back seat of the car waving at me. I got in the car. I happened to visit a nearby tea house. The old man has many wrinkles on his face. The hand holding the teacup is slightly trembling, like an old tree on the verge of withering. "If you are willing to agree to Olivia having the baby, I will give you a generous compensation. Aren't you recently competing for that project in the southern region? You don't need to compete anymore. I can directly give you this slot." The speaker is Ethan's dad, Chairman William of the Anderson Group. His tone was very resolute. I can't help but ask, "Why choose Olivia?" William answered directly, "Because she is the only one who truly loves my son. I chose her for this reason only." Upon hearing this, I feel it's somewhat laughable. The laugh is at oneself for becoming a joke. But I still carried a hint of hope, stubbornly said, "You are being too optimistic. What if I tell her that secret? Do you think she will still listen to you?" As soon as the words were spoken, William suddenly broke into a violent cough. Just as I was about to leave, I saw a familiar figure running over. She gently patted the old man's back. "Ask me, Michael, what did you actually say to William?" "That person is my wife, Olivia. I can never quite understand how she always shows up at just the right time. However, I saw the pride in the old man's eyes. I finally understand the reason." I spread my hands, said with a smile, "I didn't say anything. I just want to tell you a little secret." Olivia became immediately curious. What secret? The old man heard this, no longer coughing, interrupting her. I can understand that Michael doesn't want you to have a child with Ethan. Don't blame him. Olivia listened, became excited. Michael, don't interfere in my matters. My body is my own to decide. If you want to give birth, then go ahead and give birth. It has nothing to do with you. Moreover, I have already prepared for the surgery. Seeing her seriousness, my heart sank. At this moment, I have finally decided to let go of my thoughts about her. The moment I stepped out the door, I made a phone call to my parents who are far abroad. Dad, I have made my decision. I want to return to your side. I felt very depressed in the following days. I have been staying in the company. No more nagging from my Olivia. Finally, they called me. Michael, what does it mean that you don't come home every day? Do you still want this home? Is life still bearable? Olivia's roar made me completely lose my patience. I took a deep breath. Speak slowly. Let's get a divorce once I'm done with my busy schedule. Olivia on the other end of the phone was momentarily stunned. After quite a while, they finally spoke. Don't throw a tantrum with me. Divorce cannot hold me back. I have decided to keep this child. She hung up the phone after finishing her words. I can only give a helpless smile. From now on, I won't take care of her anymore. How that child decides is up to her. As for that secret, there's no need to tell her anymore. I was worried that she wouldn't be able to handle it, but looking back now, it's really not a big deal. Perhaps her love for Ethan can help me find solace from my past pain. Next, I was extremely busy, completely forgot about Olivia's matters. William wanted to give me a lesson. My project, which should have been mine, fell into the hands of my opponent. It would be a lie to say that I'm not sad. However, since I have decided to return to my parents, then the purpose of my work here would be gone. The initial motivation for starting a business was to provide a good life for Olivia, but she doesn't cherish it. Then I don't need to continue as I used to. I contacted the group that wants to acquire my company. Now I just need to finish these tasks before I can go abroad. When idle, I played on my phone for a while. However, I found that there was an overwhelming amount of information. There are 99 messages in the friends circle. I clicked in to take a look. It was discovered that the post was made by Olivia. The content is Ethan. Today is your birthday. I decided to give you a gift. The accompanying image is a color ultrasound report. The comments below are quite lively. Everyone is just watching. First, William sent a message. Say, thank you for everything you have done for my son and our Anderson family. I have long regarded you as my daughter-in-law. The doctor's mother-in-law also made a comment. Take good care of your health. We are all looking forward to the arrival of our little grandson. Next, some of our mutual friends also left messages. Olivia, you are truly remarkable. In order for her ex-boyfriend to make such sacrifices. Then, someone humorously retorted, I think Michael should be considered great. To truly love someone is to love everything about her, including her children and those of others. Olivia knows that many people in the comments section are making fun of her, but she chose to ignore it. I no longer need to consider her feelings. So, I replied to everyone's comments. Olivia and I are about to get a divorce. I will no longer take care of her matters. On the day of the company's handover ceremony, I didn't expect that the one acquiring my company was William. He glanced at me, full of disdain. Say, since the company has already been sold, just don't come back. I will send someone to take good care of Olivia. The money from selling the company is enough for you to live a good life. If it weren't for my grandson, you will probably only be able to struggle to keep the nearly bankrupt company afloat for the rest of your life. Therefore, one must understand the importance of contentment. I also replied, yes, so I have to thank Olivia. If she hadn't decided to have a son for you, I won't have that kind of luck either. As soon as the words were spoken, Olivia and her mother also walked over. My mother-in-law glanced at me with a look of disdain, said angrily, what a useless person. The company has been sold. Then hurry up and get divorced from my daughter. Don't just talk without taking action. At that time, it was to chase after my daughter. You are taking care of my dad at my home. Hard work. If it weren't for her father thinking that you are filial, he wouldn't have agreed to your marriage. I don't think highly of you at all. You have no family background. There is no money either. My parents didn't come to the wedding either. There is really no sense of manners at all. How can it compare to Ethan? Olivia's mother has always been very harsh with me, never regarded me as important. I am no longer her son-in-law. There's no need to be polite to her, of course. So after I heard her words, immediately retaliated. By the way, Mom, congratulations to you. Soon, There will be a new son-in-law for the chairman. The mother-in-law was stunned for a moment, so angry that words failed me. William was also so furious that he started to cough. Olivia saw this scene, gave me a slap immediately. What are you talking about? Michael, you insulting me is one thing. How can you say that about William? My face burns painfully. The little bit of love I had for Olivia suddenly vanished. At this moment, William waved his hand to summon the security guard. Get him out. I was being escorted outside by 2 security guards, feeling completely devoid of dignity. However, I will make them understand soon. It's not that simple to ask someone to leave. Just last night, my father called me. Give me a task. After Olivia returned, I handed the divorce agreement directly to her. The moment she saw it, I was surprisingly not happy at all. Instead, there is a sense of loss. The tone also became gentler, no longer so tough. Michael, can't you understand me at all? I have never been able to let go of Ethan. You know it too. Then what's the problem with me wanting to give him a child? If you feel it's unfair, I can also give you a child. I listened to what she said. I really find it very funny. I couldn't help but laugh. No need. Just give birth to this child properly. Then be the daughter-in-law of a prestigious family. These past few years, I have held you back. Olivia heard this, said angrily right away, could you not speak so harshly? You know that I am not in it for the money at all. If I really wanted money, I wouldn't marry you long ago. I replied coldly, yes, but why did you choose me in the first place? You know this in your heart. If it were not for having gone through those experiences, she feels unclean. They probably won't choose me. Even if married, she was still only thinking about Ethan. This time, I don't want to be that loyal person anymore. I don't want to continue arguing with someone who is no longer present. Olivia was hurt by what I said. The expression immediately turned unpleasant, rushed into the bathroom to vomit. When she came out again, she picked up the divorce agreement with a cold expression, signed his name without hesitation. Michael, from now on, we will go our separate ways. I hope you won't regret it. After saying this, she then walked away with her bag. I did not feel sad. On the contrary, I felt much lighter in my heart. Not long after, I received an invitation from the Anderson Group. This is the task my dad assigned to me. The Anderson Group has a project that aims to attract investment. I am exactly the investor they want to collaborate with. I just finished this task and am going abroad. 3 days later, I attended the banquet of the Anderson Group as scheduled. I didn't expect to run into Olivia and her mom at the door. Olivia's mom saw me, couldn't help but step forward to mock me. You still want to attend the Anderson Group's dinner with an attitude like yours? Do you have an invitation? Dare to come? I didn't plan to pay attention to her, looking for the invitation in my bag. Olivia also looked embarrassed. He walked over and pretended to remind me out of concern. You should leave quickly. Don't embarrass yourself here. Hurry up and leave while there are fewer people. Otherwise, it would be awkward to be asked to leave by the security later. Do you still want to see people? I glanced at her gently, said with a hint of sarcasm, Olivia, we have divorced. My affairs do not affect you. Olivia immediately stomped her feet in anger, shouted, you really don't know how to cherish. Olivia's mom saw this scene, pulled her, whisper, don't be angry, he just wants to embarrass you. We are right here watching him make a fool of himself. They were talking. I have taken out the invitation. As I was holding the invitation, preparing to go in, Olivia's mom suddenly snatched my invitation. How is that possible? How could a person with no accomplishments like you receive an invitation from the Anderson family? Olivia also took a glance at the invitation. He said with a cold smile, the name written above is that of a foreigner. Your pretense isn't convincing enough. Olivia's mother also chuckled softly. I really don't know where he got the fake invitation from. Do you really think we are that easy to fool? Hurry up and call your father-in-law. Then you will be able to determine the truth. Olivia listened to this, nodded to show agreement. Then, he picked up his phone and dialed William's number. Hello, William, does Michael have the invitation you gave? She specifically set her phone to speaker mode. I heard it loud and clear as well. He is just a useless person. I don't know where they got the fake invitation. Quickly tell the security not to let him in. Olivia hung up the phone. He said to me with a face full of pride, did you hear that? William does not admit to giving you the invitation. Don't embarrass yourself anymore. I crossed my arms. No rebuttal, just quietly observe the situation. Olivia's mother saw this. I angrily snatched my invitation from Olivia's hands, torn to pieces in front of me, then spat on me. He swaggered in, pulling Olivia along with him. I slowly raised my hand to check the time, said with a smile, soon. I waited for about 3 minutes. The phone rang. The call was from William's secretary. I just pressed the answer button. Hearing the voice of the secretary sounds quite pleasant. "Hello, Mr. Michael. Have you arrived? Do you need me to send someone to pick you up?" I replied coldly. "Need? Okay, I will send someone over right away. Please wait a moment." I hurriedly interrupted her. I was stopped at the door by the security guard. "Don't look for anyone else. Let William come in person." My words clearly startled the other person. But soon he said, "Okay, please wait a moment. I need to communicate with our chairman first." I also agreed readily. "No problem." I guess William might be coughing in anger again upon hearing this. Although this investment is very important to him, but I am, after all, a junior. Such a bold attitude. He probably doesn't like it very much. However, just based on my dad's reputation, he also had to make concessions. Indeed, 5 minutes later, I saw a somewhat uneasy William see me. He frowned, appeared very impatient. "Say, why are you not gone yet?" I said casually. "I guess you were looking for someone." He did not respond. She just gave a stern glance at the 2 security guards. Soon, the security guard pulled me to a corner, started to hit and kick me. I can't compete with 2 people by myself. Not long after, he was beaten until his mouth was full of fresh blood. Dizzy and lightheaded, struggling, I touched my phone, prepare to make a phone call. As a result, the secretary called. "Hello, Mr. Michael, may I ask where you are? I didn't see you." I was gasping for air, spit out blood, grit his teeth and said, "I was almost beaten to death by your security guards." The next second, I heard my secretary shouting loudly behind me, urging the security to let me go. I stumbled my way to my car. He opened the car door and got in. The secretary also ran to the front of my car. I rolled down the window and made eye contact with him. He gasped for breath while apologizing. "Please get out of the car." William also came over, his face turned very grim, with a look of disbelief in their eyes. He stammered as he asked, He is really Mr. Michael's son." "Mr. Michael? You are becoming more and more confused." "Richard is my dad. My name is Michael. Michael is just my English name." Upon hearing this, William did not show any surprise. Instead, he smiled. "Do you think I can believe it just based on these few sentences?" I said with a cold smile. "It's up to you to decide whether to believe or not." Additionally, the collaboration has been cancelled. Just as I was about to start the car, I saw Olivia and her daughter come out. "William, why hasn't Mr. Michael arrived yet?" Hearing this name, William's expression became even more unpleasant. He stared at me intently. There was a strong hostility reflected in his gaze. Olivia noticed my injury. Not only did they not laugh at me, instead, a hint of worry appeared in their eyes. She was just about to speak, but she was interrupted by Olivia's mother's biting sarcasm. "Yo, I heard you pretended to be Mr. Michael. You must have been hit. I really don't understand why my family member likes someone as foolish as you. It caused my daughter to waste several years of her youth." Olivia also scolded me upsetly upon seeing this. "Michael, you need to understand reality. Haven't you heard that saying? Even if you wear the dragon robe, it may not necessarily lead to becoming the crown prince." I looked at her with a bitter smile. Because of her, I gave up my family's business, which was ranked 3rd in the world, willing to start over. In the end, she said that even if I wore the dragon robe, I wouldn't look like the crown prince. In fact, I was originally the heir of the Richard family. I don't need others to evaluate me at all. At that moment, the phone rang again. It was a call from my dad. I answered the phone. He specifically turned on the speaker. People around me were looking at me with mocking eyes. During their discussion, my dad asked me coldly, "Michael, how is the work you are responsible for going?" "Dad, I did some research. I believe the Anderson Group project is not worth investing in. I have decided not to cooperate anymore." "Okay, then come back quickly. Your mom misses you." After putting down the phone, William said with a cold smile, "Is this all you can do? Since you have decided to impersonate Mr. Michael, one must be prepared to bear the consequences." After saying that, William picked up the phone, dialed a number. "Hello, Mr. Richard. I am William." His attitude is completely different from before, but it wasn't long before his smile disappeared. "I have finished speaking. My son is no longer collaborating with you, so we don't need to talk about it anymore. There is not much time left. I'll hang up first." Upon hearing this, everyone looked shocked. The secretary hurriedly raised her phone for William to see. "Chairman, I have checked. His identity is the same as Mr. Richard's son. How is this possible? When my daughter gets married, his parents didn't come. I thought it should be people living in remote areas. Olivia's mom finished speaking. It seems to have realized something, suddenly looked at me in shock. Olivia asked incredulously, "Michael, are you really Mr. Michael?" I simply smiled softly. No answer. Then start the car. In fact, it was on the day I decided to marry Olivia. My father has cut off all ties with me, and warned me not to disclose any information about myself. William is very good at doing business. He saw that I was about to leave, immediately changed attitude. He smiled awkwardly and said, "Sorry, Mr. Michael, the banquet is about to begin. I hope you can give me a chance. Let me apologize for what happened earlier." In his insincere smile, I started the car, left. I should leave after dealing with this matter. The day of departure, Olivia's mother brought Olivia to see me. "Michael, it was my mistake for not handling it well before. Can you do it for Olivia's dad? Remarry Olivia." Then they took her with them. Olivia's mother's attitude has changed, seemed very pleading. It's as if a different person has emerged. Seeing that I had no reaction, she hurriedly pulled the reluctant Olivia over. "Child, I will make her terminate this pregnancy. You don't need to worry. She will listen to what I say." Unexpectedly, Olivia suddenly said with emotional agitation, "Mom, I won't terminate the pregnancy. Ethan left. I only have this thought left." She had just finished speaking. Her eyes were filled with tears as she looked at me. "Michael, just let me keep this child. You know it too. Ethan has only this one bloodline left. Rest assured, just give birth to this child. I won't think about Ethan anymore. I will definitely live a good life with you in the future." Seeing Olivia looking so pitiful, I did not soften my heart, had no choice but to say, "Whether you choose to keep this child or not, it's already impossible for us. Don't force yourself, take good care and give birth to the child to accompany you." After speaking, I was just about to close the door. Olivia's mother angrily slapped Olivia. "Are you going crazy for Ethan? The child you give birth to can only be Michael's. Quickly go get rid of this child. Don't procrastinate. I will take you to the hospital now. Take care of the matter. Then go abroad with Michael." Olivia's mother said this as she prepared to take Olivia to the hospital. Olivia cried while trying to break free. Just as she was grappling with her mother, Olivia's phone rang. The mother and daughter both looked. The caller ID shows it is the New York Police Department. Olivia was a bit puzzled. He answered the phone. A female voice came from over there. "May I ask if this is Ms. Olivia? There are new clues regarding the case from 3 years ago. Could you please come here?" Upon hearing this, Olivia hung up the phone in shock. The mother and daughter immediately rushed to the police station, watching their distant silhouettes as they fade away. I couldn't help but feel emotional. No matter how much is concealed, the truth will always be revealed. The mother and daughter hurriedly rushed to the police station. I almost fainted when I heard the news about the suspect. "We have just apprehended a rapist from 3 years ago. He confessed that he was instructed by a person named Ethan, and that Ethan is actually not dead. I just returned from abroad recently. We caught him last night. Do you want to see him?" the police officer said lightly. The words pierced Olivia's heart like a knife. The next second, she suddenly collapsed. I received a call from Olivia's mom at the airport. She told me while crying, Olivia was hospitalized due to emotional distress. I hope I can comfort her. I immediately refused. However, she still did not give up. A video of Olivia in the hospital was also sent. In the video, Olivia's eyes were vacant. The face is also very pale. It seems to have lost its vitality. Frankly speaking, seeing her like this makes me feel a bit heartbroken. Actually, I knew about this matter a long time ago. 3 years ago, I investigated this matter through my own connections. Also sent someone to teach Ethan a lesson. I understand the reason Ethan did this. I am just tired of Olivia. I want to humiliate her in this way. He felt that he was not worthy of her. Only then can we break up on solid grounds. After the breakup, Olivia is in great pain. He flew abroad, then forged some documents. He lived a very indulgent life abroad. Even the body had problems. The result is that they cannot have children. Later, he and his dad came up with a ridiculous idea for Olivia to have a baby for him. I only recently discovered these things that happened afterward, the day he was detained upon returning to his country. This is also the news I shared with everyone. The reason I didn't tell Olivia, it is because I am worried that she cannot handle this blow. Next, Olivia's mom sent another video. Olivia looked like she had lost her soul. No matter who calls her, she had no reaction at all. However, when Olivia's mom mentioned me, her eyes suddenly widened, pulled out the syringe. "Get ready to run outside." It was all because Olivia's mother said a single sentence. Olivia, Michael's flight is tonight. You need to wake up. He is about to leave. Before boarding the plane, Olivia called me many times. Just as I was about to block her, still decided to take the last one. She exclaimed excitedly as soon as the call was connected. Michael, don't go. I will feel very upset. Please take me with you. Okay, I am almost at the airport. You must wait for me. Don't hang up the phone. Then a loud noise came from the other end of the phone. I can no longer hear her voice. Later, Olivia's mom sent me a message. Olivia had an accident, miscarriage. Currently, they are still in the intensive care unit undergoing rescue efforts. Ethan was sentenced. This can be considered an explanation to Olivia. 3 years later, I met my current wife, and they had a lovely child. William, who was affected, stayed in the hospital for 3 years. Anderson Group is on the verge of bankruptcy due to a sharp decline in its stock price. When William learned that I would be acquiring the company he had worked so hard to build, I am very excited. As a result, he passed away. It's rare to have a few days off. I plan to return to my country with my wife and child. Let them see the place where I lived when I was a child. However, I encountered a disheveled woman in front of my door. There is an elderly woman beside her talking to her. I was momentarily taken aback. I overheard their conversation. The old woman said, "Olivia, obedient, Michael will not be coming back. Don't wait any longer. Let's go home." "Dad, who are those people?" The child tugged at my hand. The crisp sound brought me back to my senses. At this moment, Olivia and her daughter saw us too. The moment Olivia turned her head, the eyes shifted from confusion to clarity. Immediately, she shouted my name happily like a little child. She ran towards me. "Michael, you are back. Really back." I quickly hugged the child, pulling his wife backward. Fortunately, just as she was about to hug me, Olivia's mother also held her back. Olivia's mother is crying, constantly looking at me and then at my wife and child beside me. Then, while pulling Olivia, he said, "Olivia is obedient. He is not Michael. Michael will not come back." Saw Olivia in a daze, but still insisted, "He is Michael. He is Michael. Michael is back. Husband, let's go in quickly. She is very scary. I'm worried that she might hurt the child." My wife's reminder brought me back to reality. Just as I was about to take her inside, Olivia suddenly shouted from behind, "You vixen, what gives him the right to be called husband?" This moment, I was scared to see Olivia break free from her mother. He actually rushed at my wife holding a fruit knife. The situation is urgent. I hurriedly grabbed her. As a result, the knife cut into my palm. Although the wife was very scared, but hurriedly covered his daughter's eyes. At last, at the request of Olivia's mother, I still decided to call the police. Olivia was sent to a mental hospital. Olivia's mother watched as her daughter was taken away, sitting on the ground, crying in pain. After I settled my wife and children, went to the hospital to treat the wound, I kept thinking about Olivia's crazy demeanor. She is truly nothing like the sunny girl I remember. I actually got to know Olivia even earlier than Ethan. I have known her since kindergarten. She was very adorable at that time. The personality is also very clever and smart. I really like her. Later, we met again during adolescence. At that time, she had already become tall and graceful. The baby fat is gone. Totally a young girl. It makes my heart flutter. However, when I made up my mind to pursue her, I just found out that she is dating a tough character from school. That tough character is Ethan. His reputation at school is not very good. However, it's because he looks like a certain celebrity. There are still quite a few girls who are fascinated by him. Look back again. Take a look. Things and people have already changed beyond recognition.